Our thanks to Inez de la Quichara. Let's get to Haley Victory Smith now, editorial fellow with USA Today and contributor for Young Voices. Haley, the two impeachment articles approved by the Judiciary Committee are for abuse of office, obstructing Congress. Chairman Jerry Nadler called it a solemn and sad day, but he and the rest of the Democrats felt they had no choice, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the path from here is pretty clear. I think what we're absolutely going to see, I don't see any way we won't see this, is that Democrats are going to impeach President Trump in the House of Representatives, and then the Senate is going to acquit the president and vote not to remove him from office. The path is pretty boring from here on out. I think eventually what we're going to see as we look back on this case is that this really ended up being kind of a historic blip, and that it didn't really end up meaning anything, because we are looking at a president who could be impeached and then reelected to the same office that he was impeached from. So that's a really important thing to keep in mind. And I think that, maybe we just won't be talking about this in 20 years.
It's an incredible scenario for sure. But aren't there some moderate Democrats in swing districts who, might be afraid to go against, the will of the rest of the Democratic field and vote for impeachment? They might be vulnerable.
So I think the Democrats may be a bit vulnerable, but I don't think that there are enough Democrats who would truly have the guts to vote against impeachment, to go against their party, in order for Democrats to really be threatened in this situation. Now, there are certainly going to be some representatives from Trump districts, so places where a Democrat was voted into Congress, but President Trump was elected president, that will have to vote for impeachment in order for this to go through. But I do think that the likelihood that many Democrats are going to defect, I just don't think is likely. And really, we haven't heard the sort of scuttlebutt about that sort of stuff that you might hear around Washington if that was likely to happen.
Well, Haley, past impeachment votes by the House Judiciary Committee have brought past presidents to their knees. Nixon resigned days afterwards. Bill Clinton apologized and offered to accept censure. Trump is unlikely to do either of those. In fact, he's doubled down on his claims that it's all a hoax, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the difference that you saw with those couple cases was that there was enough bipartisan unity around, towards the end, around the fact that the president actually had committed a serious amount of wrongdoing. There was enough of that bipartisan coalition that the presidents actually felt threatened, and that they actually felt like, they had to do something about it. I think in the case of President Trump, obviously this is going to be pretty much a clear party line vote, with maybe the exception of a couple of people. And so I don't think that the president finds himself in a situation where he really has to be particularly apologetic about what happened.
Well, you heard the president, though. I mean, he's pretty much clear that this impeachment effort is wrong. The Democrats, though, say otherwise, and they seem to be moving forward towards that full vote in the House. We'll be watching it closely. Haley Victory Smith, thank you for joining me here on Stateside.